Okay, Jackie's next question, or next contribution, if you will, was another good one. I only saw the headline of this one, so let's watch this.
We literally have the most insane family in the entire world, okay? We literally have a tradition called the year without, where the day after you get engaged, you have to go no contact with your fiance for 365 days. A full fucking year. And I'm gonna have to do that, probably in the next year. And I know you're probably thinking, like, girl, don't do that. But it makes a lot of sense, so let me explain. My great-grandfather was a very, 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 very wealthy man, and he had 8 children, and his first daughter was named Amelia, and she married this man after only dating him for about 3 months, and he ended up stealing all of her money. Like, my great-grandfather had given her about $25 million in today's money, and he just took all of it and then divorced her. And so my great-grandfather was like, okay, we have to make sure that doesn't happen again. So he set up this system where there are trust funds for all of his children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. But in order to unlock them, you have to meet the criteria that he set up. And one of those criteria is the year without, where you have to spend 365 days without your fiance to make sure that you have enough perspective on the world and perspective on that person to make sure you're really making the correct decision. So some people in my family have chosen to forego the year without if they just thought it was going to be too taxing on their relationship. But the amount of money on the line is life-changing. I don't want to go into the details, but it will change the course of your life. So my parents decided not to do the year without because they thought it was going to be too much of a burden, but they ended up not getting the money. Meanwhile, my mom's brother and sister did do the year without, and they just are in a completely different tax bracket. Like, my cousins had a completely different life growing up. So when I was discussing with my current boyfriend, like, are we going to do this or not?
I'm just going to pause for a second, talk about a couple things. These people know you can just lie, right? She goes on to
yeah.
Like, are we gonna do this or not? We kind of realized, like, we can be completely financially independent and just pursue our dreams for the rest of our lives, like, quit our jobs that we hate. Like, how could we say no to that substantial of a gift? I'm gonna answer all the FAQs, don't worry, I've got you guys. Number 1, do people cheat on each other? Some people do, some people don't. I mean, it depends how you interpret the year without. Like, if it's truly about considering all your options, then some people would think you should date other people to make sure your original person is the right one. I don't believe in that at all. I'm definitely not going to be cheating on my fiance. My boyfriend also says he will not be cheating on me, but if he did, I would understand because it's kind of in the spirit of the challenge, but I don't want to know about it. How would they even know if we were no contact? So as per the terms of the trust, there's actually a private investigative firm that's not affiliated with our family that has to be monitoring us at all times during that year. So they'll have our locations, and they'll also do random drop-in visits to make sure, like, for instance, my fiance didn't leave his phone at home and come over. And my fiance and I, well, boyfriend but soon to be fiance, we are actually going to be really careful about it because people have gotten disqualified for, like, being at the same store at the same time. So I'm literally moving to New York City for the entire year to make sure nothing like that happens. And last question.
I thought this was about sex.
If you don't get married, this is a huge issue in my family. People have left the family over this. But if you choose not to get married, there's no way for you to inherit the trust. And we have gone through those legal battles, so we know.
This is the most fascinating thing I've ever heard. I just saw the headline, and I thought it was going to be like a no sex challenge with your couple. A year without. You have no sex, and then the couples who are together are happy, and then blah, blah, blah. This should be a movie.
Yeah.
This is fucking fascinating.
I almost think it's, like, fake because it's...
Yeah, I was going to say, have you ever heard of this? I've never heard of anything like this.
No. I think it's a one-time thing.
Yeah. This is fucking fascinating. Whether real, not, an exercise, this blows my mind. First of all, this dude must be rich. Like, rich.
Your great-great-grandchildren are getting $25 million.
Like, rich. You gotta be like Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Rich. So, we'll put a little asterisk on it. Like, maybe this is fake, maybe it's not. I don't know, whatever. I
don't think it's fake. I think.
I mean, she said there's 40-plus couples in the family in the 40 couples are getting $25 million.
Well, 25 was what the daughter got.
Yeah, it's probably.
It could be
but
less.
she did say, like, life-changing. You can do whatever you want. Like, that's not, like, $2 million anymore.
Right.
For a couple to, like, live their dream life is, like, probably $25 million.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But.
And I think a lot have turned it down, so it's probably, like, going into...
Which is insane. That right there is insane.
Dude.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, so year without means you cannot even be around each other.
Right.
I think that is, on the grandfather's part, a bit. I thought it was going to be something like sex, where it's like, make sure you really love this person for all the right reasons. I think, like, banning yourself from someone for a year is really not the most healthy way to go about proving you love them.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Probably not.
So, like, I get what he's trying to do, But this is a bit extreme and probably does not need to be the way to do it. But whatever, his money, his rules. I love it. Let's go. I think, like if you are, again, this probably goes back to gender roles and shit too. I feel like a lot of guys would be like, let's at least try it. Where, guys are like, I don't know, I'll see you next week. I'll see you in a month. Who cares?
I feel, it's to your point. Like, I think you would be absolutely insane to not at least
try.
And if we're gonna try to get the money, right?
And if you're 11 months in, 9 months in, no, actually, because at that point if you're like 6 months in, and you are like, my life is broken without this person, I don't know. Then you make your decision.
It was no contact too.
You cannot be in. Yeah,
you can't even they're dead.
Do you know, Jack? You like to text them?
No, they like tap the phones so they can't.
Yeah, she definitely said no contact.
Yeah.
Man. Crazy. You know what? I mean, there's probably a bunch of people in some of these relationships who are like, yes.
Yeah.
And then what? But I'm assuming if you get divorced, that you lose the money. You have to stay together forever.
Probably.
Because like if you do that, and you realize like, hey, it's been 8 months. I'm okay without this person. We both realized it. We're fucking other people. We have another girlfriend, boyfriend. But let's just get married and get the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, like I feel like 100% they have to be like, well, we're both okay. Because like, who the fuck isn't okay?
Well,
like,
okay.
You're a fucking psychopath if you're not okay with another person.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think there are people who, if you're probably like really in love, you're probably like not like. Yeah, I guess like okay, defining okay, where it's like if you're like I'm not enjoying my life without this person.
You don't know until something happens, but like there's no one in my life who like if they disappeared tomorrow, I'd survive. Like,
I mean, listen, people die and shit. Like
parents, like if my parents died tomorrow, I'll be okay
but
on Saturday.
It is a
not okay, but I'll be okay. I'll be alive.
John, it's a much different proposition when you're choosing to get rid of them, though. Like, yeah, listen, if all of you died tomorrow, I would be devastated, but like life goes on.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Versus like if someone was like, I'll give you a bunch of money, or you cut and you have to cut John out of your life, that would be a decision. I wouldn't just be like, fuck it.
Yeah, the decision would be you're fucking doing math about how much money the show's gonna make, or how much money you're gonna get right there.
I don't know. I actually, I think I might mean this. Like, this would probably be harder for me in non-romantic relationships than romantic relationships.
Really?
Yeah. Certain ones.
Oh,
certain ones I've been in. Like,
I
would probably have a harder time giving up
that.
you than some of the people I've dated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So,
yeah. I would
family
completely
members and
agree
shit
with
like that. Yeah.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah, like that. So because when you think about, I mean, relationships are kind of like, you meet someone. It's sometimes they're like, you see stars and fucking fireworks and it's amazing, and other times it's like, yeah, I don't know, this person like works for me and we're attracted to each other and makes life better. But
This goes to my boop. Like, there's no one like I can't live without. That's insane.
If you think about life if you're talking about like a very utilitarian, philosophical way of like, I am trying to make my life better every day, right? I'm trying to get a job so I can have more money, so I can do things that I enjoy, try to like work out so I feel better. I try to meet someone that I love to enhance my life. And then if on the other side is like money that makes your life better, I guess in this case it's kind of both.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you got to try.
Yeah.
I think what's really the interesting thing is that they allow the cheating because like, I mean, it just feels like there's some loopholes here. Like, I feel like you could go a year without, and like you said, like, I'm sure some people believe in, like, soulmates, but it's like there's no one person, so it's like, I don't know. I love you, but, like, let's fulfill our needs over here and then get back together with $25 million.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it makes it all a very business transaction.
Yeah,
Which is cool.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like it is cheating, but she said it's like in the spirit of the competition or whatever. Like if you had some sort of,
I was trying so hard.
Yeah, it's a lot like these.
I respect the game. I've been fucking hookers all week, all month.
It's that It's these reality shows that are like pick the money or the love sort of things. If you were, I'm sure there are ones that are like, yeah, you can go fuck a bunch of girls, just don't like date any of them for a year. Like you can get your rocks off, but then make sure you come back to me and we'll have $25 million.
Yeah.
Like it is cheating, but when it's agreed upon because of a wildly toxic rule that your grandfather instituted, it's not really cheating. It's like,
See, I take issue with that.
that it's toxic.
Yeah.
You think that it's yeah. Well, if anything,
like I've never had a dream before. I have a dream now.
yeah, this is
It's
awesome
to make enough money
to do this.
to have my ancestors have to do outrageous things for the money,
Bro.
And not toxic, not like in a mean way, but like to give them the gift of like, guess what? From now until you die, you're the most interesting couple in the room.
In the world.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll also
every
say
cocktail
this.
party you walk into, people are gonna be like, "Wait, what's their story? I want to hear about it." It's like when your parents used to like drag you, make you do stuff as a kid when you're like you didn't want to do it, and you did it, and you're like, "All right,
That
I'm
was pretty
happy I
cool.
did
Yeah,
it."
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That is like I'm not letting any of you motherfuckers be boring. That's the kind of money I have is that I don't have boring bloodline.
The worst part of this whole thing is what she described as a kid. If your parents don't do the year without,
Yeah.
fuck
Bro,
you, mom
I
and
would.
dad. You fucking lovey-dovey pussies. If you guys, especially, like, it's one thing. When you meet somebody and you get engaged, let's say on average, let's say you've been dating 5 years, let's call it, right? You spend a year without that person, that's, that's 20% of the entire time you've ever known that person is now, like, chopped out. When you're on year 40 and you're like, if we just spent 365 days apart, we'd be on a yacht right now. Like, that is the definition of short-sighted.
Like, would they when she's like, they thought it'd be too much of a burden. Like, what's a burden about getting to chill by yourself for a year?
Dude. With the like caveat that your girlfriend or boyfriend on the other side knows. Like, if you just start to be a bad boyfriend, girlfriend, married, spouse, whatever, you're cheating, you're not present, you're not helping them, whatever. Like, you're being shitty. This is like, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
And so it's okay. And also at the end, there's $25 million. Who wouldn't do this? Or again, at least try. And if you find out that you're a pussy and you can't go 365, I mean, I definitely know girls I for sure know girls who would say no to this right away.
I agree. Like, I don't think there's anybody that I would love enough to like be like, I can't do this. Like, I would absolutely do this.
Yeah, okay.
But I feel like
I agree with you.
I
Like,
do, but I do feel like there are people. Like, I think that leans towards like you have not met a person in your life like that yet.
Yeah, I hope to God I like find someone who I'm like, I would not want to go to a year without
do you
you,
think
but
that-
right
that
I
now,
doesn't
don't
exist?
find that person. I don't think that, to be honest, I don't think that person exists for me. Like a person where like, I just don't think my
I don't know if
personality.
that exists
where,
for you
like,
either.
I can't. Like, I'll be fine. I'll
Yeah,
be okay.
yeah.
Like, I'll be different, but
You're
I'll be okay.
like you said, you're very even keeled. You're never like,
Yeah, I'll be a different person than I would have been, but like, I'll be a person and I'll exist and I'll be fine.
Bro, I hate it when we're similar. That's so sad, but yeah, I
That's
agree.
so mean. Like,
I hate when I'm like you.
I hate when we
Well,
agree.
no, you are John Feitelberg, the most practical man in the world.
Yeah, I'm very
And
pragmatic.
love and that shit is not practical. It's by definition irrational and illogical.
I don't even think love. I think just like emotion is childish.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. All emotions are kind of illogical and irrational.
Yeah.
So, and you are not that. But when you are that, and you are taken over by, I mean, listen, there also is, I do see the other side of it. I mean, I have not really done much with my money, so maybe I really can't speak on it yet. But, like, money has not really changed in my life.
Yeah.
So, and, like, being with, like, the right person does change my life. So, like, I do sort of see the other side of it. But it's a lot easier to say that with the money. You know what I mean? Where it's like, if I do, like, I mean, if tomorrow I started living a different lifestyle and then got very used to it and needed the money, then it's a different story. But it's like, I don't know. I do have this money now, and it just gives me a sense of security. But, like, I have a lot of the same problems and a lot of the same feelings, and it's just meh,
I think that sense of security is
it's
is
a lot.
everything.
It's a lot. But it's also, it's not. I don't know. It's like one that like I probably would have been okay just like with my salary, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like I went from like I won Powerball and I went
Right.
from I can't afford rent to like I'm rich, so I probably would have been okay. You know, I probably would have just like not had the house I have right now. But so I don't know. I think there's more of an argument than you realize, but for you particularly, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just don't think that applies to everybody.
If it doesn't apply to you, check yourself into mental. Like if it doesn't apply to you, go to therapy right
But there's also this side of you that is like passionate, you know? Like
Not really.
I mean, like when we're doing content, there's a side of you that
Oh, I can turn it on.
yeah.
I think it's just like I like
You have an off switch. Other people don't have an off switch.
Yeah. No, I can. I can turn it on for content or like for fun. Like if like someone, I'm sitting around at home, someone's like, "You want to get fucking fucked up and wrestle?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, dude, let's fucking do it."
Well,
like,
it's a little different. But yeah, okay.
like whatever.
I also think that you have gone through a couple relationships that were like hot and heavy that were terrible for you, you know, that ruined you emotionally. So like you probably associate being like super into a relationship with some negative shit.
I would argue that even my bad relationships, I was
Even keel.
I
think by very definition of like sticking with it during some of those bad times is very irrational and illogical and emotional.
Illogical, but I knew I was doing wrong.
Yeah, that's I've been there too, where it's like this is so dumb.
Yeah,
take your pants off. Like that is true. It's the difference of knowing that you're being stupid versus
I was
being
fully
blinded
aware.
by, like when it's some Love Is Blind shit, I'm like, you're stupid.
Yeah,
you can't see that this is dumb. It's like, oh no, I see it. I'm making bad choices.
It's like the house is a mess. I see it. I just don't like cleaning it right now.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. Okay. I've been there. That I totally understand too. The year without, if I had money, I would produce this movie immediately. I would go get Jacob Elordi. I would probably just get like the cast of Euphoria and do this movie. This is incredible. It's one of the greatest. Mr. Beast should do this. Mr. Beast, this should be his next video. I split couples up for $25 million each. But the parent thing is the worst. You're looking at your cousins who are like living in Disney and fucking partying on the weekends, doing the greatest clothes, the greatest toys, and it's all because you're sitting at home in your shitty house because your parents love each other. Fuck that.
The second I was old enough to comprehend what had happened, I'd be with my parents. I'd be like, I got in trouble at school. You got to sign this paper real quick. And then I'd be like, ha-ha!
I got you, bitch!
That was a permission to marry. I'm getting married. I'm 13 years old. I'm fucking out of here.
Man, that I'm going to be thinking about this for like the rest of my life.
Yeah. I honestly, the main takeaway for me is the grandfather. Like, I'm so jealous of the grandfather.
Yeah,
I'm picturing him like
the
the
king of
Knives
it.
Out. Like,
Yes,
Knives
yes,
Out. Like, who is that? Is that Ian McKellen? No, it's
It's something McKinnon or something like that.
it's not Ian McKellen.
Charles.
It's the other one. Christopher Plummer. Yeah.
Christopher
Just like sitting in this kind
just
of wacky
coming up with
house,
like funny
just, like,
things, you know? Yeah.
Like, dude, you'll be crazy.
Yeah.
Like, in order to get my money, you have to scale the 7 peaks. And you'd be like, this is kind of bullshit. But you'd be like, this is kind of sick.
It's rooted in like teaching lessons and like growing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as long as there's like a little bit of a lesson at the end of it, like I don't think you can just be like totally ridiculous shit. But it's like, I think there would be something cool. Like you get my money, you have to like travel around the world. You have you have to like go to 20 countries in a year or something like that.
And you'll get enough money to pay for that.
You have to learn a second language. You can only marry this person and get the money after you've like slept, had a relationship with like someone out of your culture, or like just something that's like makes them experience the whole world.
Yeah.
The only way to force it is with a big bag of dough at the end of it. It'd be awesome.
Like a checklist of like the things people always say they wish
The
they
regrets
did.
at the end. Yeah.
You said the second language, an instrument, blah blah blah. Like, here you go, take a few years, learn that. Now you have all that stuff that people wish they did, and you have money. Like,
Right.
there's a chance like you get the money and just like I'm just gonna chill. Like,
Right.
I don't want to do it
Now you're
anymore.
lazy.
Like,
Yeah.
I have money.
Yeah.
I'm good.
But I think what I honestly sometimes I think it's like Disney Channel bullshit. But then sometimes I see the other side of it where it's like I think if you did all that when you got the money, I don't think the money would be as big of a deal.
right.
I think that corny shit actually happens.
Yeah, for
Where it's
sure.
like, well, I have the 25 million, but like, okay, cool. I don't know. I'm going back to like backpacking in fucking Europe because I realize that's what I like. Or
Yeah,
whatever
right,
fuck,
right,
you know
right.
what I mean? So,
What do you think the movie would be? Would it be like the guy and the girl are just so in love that like they go the year without, or is it like
I think it's got to be an ensemble cast that has like 2 or 3 couples where you see both sides.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think you got to have like a toxic couple, a really in love couple, a couple who's trying to skate by the PI.
Yeah.
You also got to like, that PI, if there's 40 couples, I don't know if this is real. There's a lot of money being thrown around here to have like all of the logistics of this. But that is maybe the coolest hypothetical we've ever come across.
Yeah.
We got to just put that into ATI as like a boiled down question. But
But you got to buy the rights to this early.
yeah,
Invest in it.
god damn.
People are
I think it's a TV show too. I think there's so
Yeah,
much.
because
you know,
there's
it's
like episode. You need like
Yeah.
20 episodes.
I watched La La Land over the break. That's kind of like a similar ending where like they split ways. They're like, where are we? Do you ever see La La Land?
I have, but I don't really remember the ending.
Yeah, I have too, and I also I remember they're obviously not together.
Yeah.
But I don't remember them making.
She
an
goes to like
agreement.
pursue her. Like she gets a big acting gig.
I think there's more movies that need to end that way. The breakup when they just don't get together in the end.
no, it's so gut wrenching.
I know,
I
I know,
literally
but
can't
that's
watch the
fucking
breakup.
life, though.
I
The breakup is like you're watching a breakup, and it's like
the
it's hell.
breakup like
breakup
came
is
out,
too real.
like after a breakup of mine, and it was like,
This is
dude, I remember there's a scene where Jon Favreau's like kind of talking to Vince Vaughn at a bar, and he's like, yeah, dude, you're like the good time guy. Like no one calls you when they like need help. They call you when they want to have fun. And I was like, that one hurt a little bit.
That is not you. You are the fun guy. But
I've seen that movie once. I still remember that line where I was like,
that movie,
close to home.
I know it's kind of the like cliche quote from it, but the want you to want to do the dishes, I think, was a cultural moment where they, with that script, pinpointed like what it is.
Yeah.
Because like that is a thing.
Yeah.
Girls want that, and guys are like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
That was a great one. I was very disappointed to find out that it was not Jennifer Aniston's body in that movie when she walks around naked. I only found that out recently. But yeah, more movies where it's like, yeah, no, we never talked again. Because that shit is that's the real emotional like that's the, you want to make a movie that makes people feel things. It's like, yeah, man, I had that guy or that girl who I never talked to again. That's, getting together in the end is the easy way out. That's the easy way to make a movie. So could you do the year without? That is the question. No contact, 1 year. Let's say at least 15 million at the end of it.
Without breaking a sweat.
Favs?
no doubt.
This room, man. The people in this room. This is why this podcast exists. There's probably some podcast out there that's like, no, I couldn't do it. And they have like 10 views. You got to be sick to be in this game. All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.